Welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Brian Halley, and you're listening to the Brandstanding podcast. I'm excited to help you unlock the magic of brand strategy to supercharge your business in a way that's practical, easy, and fun. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Brandstanding podcast. My name is Brian Halley, and I'm here with my wife and co-host, the extraordinary Emily Halley.
Hi, everyone.
In previous episodes, we have gone over the three phases of branding, and that is the message phase, the identity phase, and the expression phase. And in the first phase, the message phase, there are four pillars, and we've gone through each one of those: the purpose, the position, the promise, and the personality. And right now, we are in the middle of a series taking a deep dive into the archetypes and how they can help you supercharge your brand personality and connect with potential customers. Today, we're going to walk you through the last chunk of the archetypes and finish off this series. And we're going to be covering the caregiver, the ruler, and the creator. But before we dive into that, let's first review what an archetype is.
That's a great idea. Okay.
Emily, you want to share with them?
Yes. So, an archetype is a universally recognized pattern, symbol, or character type that reflects fundamental human experiences, emotions, and behaviors. And archetypes were first identified by a psychologist named Carl Jung, who noticed that certain characters kept popping up in stories all over the world. Even though these different societies had no contact with each other, they were in different places on the globe, they were hundreds of years apart, they kept putting the same types of characters in their stories. And so he reasoned that there must be some kind of collective human experience that we all resonate with no matter where we are. And this is important because a brand can take advantage of these archetypes and use them as like a shortcut to helping customers understand who they are.
It
If
still
that makes sense.
fascinates me. It still fascinates me that it happens without any communication. But if you know what's working and you know that that's happening and you can put a brand on top of it, they become massive shortcuts. And
Right.
that's really what this podcast is about, is like to share with you what these are and how you can exploit them and how you can use them.
Right. And that's going to save you time and money in the marketing process as you're trying to find your customers because they're going to understand who you are quicker.
Yeah.
So there are 12 brand archetypes, and they are the innocent, the explorer, the sage, the hero, the outlaw, the magician, the jester, the lover, the everyman, the caregiver, the ruler, and the creator.
Awesome. And what I love is where these show up in movies. Like the movie industry has 2 hours to win you over, and they attach characters onto these archetypes. And we've been looking at movie examples in the last episodes.
Mhm.
Let's do another one. Emily,
Yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by The
the
Avengers.
Avengers.
Yes.
Okay.
So in The Avengers, I mean, obviously, this is one of those other funny ones, right? Like Harry Potter, like they're all magicians, right? And in Avengers, they're all heroes and heroines, but they also individually have different characters. So Captain America is the hero archetype. His focus is on doing great things, overcoming challenges. He always follows what is right and what the law is. Doctor Strange is the sage character. He always has the wisdom and knows what to do. The magician in the Avengers is the Scarlet Witch.
Mhm.
Star-Lord and or Thor are both jester characters, which when they get together, it's even funnier. Hawkeye is an everyman. Iron Man is an outlaw character. Black Panther is a creator. Spider-Man is innocent. And Vision is a caregiver.
Wow. and there are more Avengers and there's more archetypes that match them,
There
but we'll
are. I
just
just thought that you guys might get tired of listening to me,
this
so
is
I
yeah.
gave you a few.
We are at the end of a series of 4 episodes exploring the 12 archetypes in sets of 3. In the last episode, we covered the lover, the jester, and the everyman archetype. Today, we're going to be looking at the caregiver, the ruler, and the creator. And remember, if you're interested in choosing an archetype for your brand, to take those shortcuts and to use this as a powerful resource to move your brand forward, what you're looking for is an archetypal story that aligns with your brand mission, your goals, and one that is authentic to you, your company culture, and your customers' goals and values, that they align there. And I think it's really important to learn about all of them. And you'll probably be able to narrow it down to like two when we work with brands. Two rise to the top. And you'll kind of fill it out once you go through the process. And then one that you'll think deeply about each one, which one aligns best, and boom, you'll find your archetype and you'll be able to streamline and direct your sales and marketing. The information that we're sharing is based on the work from Margaret Mark and Carolus Pearson in their book, The Hero and the Outlaw.
Yeah, awesome. So the reason we grouped these 3 together, the caregiver, the ruler, and the creator, is because even though these are different characters, they all have the same basic goal. They all want to provide structure to the world through living out their stories, and they go about this in different ways and for different reasons. But providing structure is the common goal but among the 3. So Brian, do you want to cover the goals of the different stories?
Yeah, let's talk about the goal of the caregiver. The caregiver's goal is to protect and to nurture and support others, offering comfort and security to those in need. The ruler seeks control and order and stability, aiming to lead with authority and create structured, successful environment. And the creator, their goal is to innovate and express imagination, bringing unique ideas and original creations into the world.
Okay, so let's start with the caregiver.
Okay,
Okay, so other words for the caregiver are the servant, the mother, the martyr, the supporter, and the nurturer. And the caregiver archetype is driven by a deep desire to serve and support others. They are compassionate and selfless. They put others' needs first and find purpose in acts of kindness. Whether as a parent, a teacher, a healer, or friend, they create safe, loving environments and offer both emotional and physical support. Caregivers are deeply connected with others, always anticipating needs and offering comfort and guidance. At their core, they are protectors of well being, seeking to maintain harmony and stability. Products for caregivers focus on providing comfort, healing, and emotional security, like healthcare items or family oriented products.
great, great. And in the other episodes, we've been talking about how these relate in our lives. Emily, how have you lived out the caregiver in your life?
So I became a caregiver, like I started this story when I became a mother.
Okay.
But even now that my kids are all grown up, I think about their well-being all the time and how I can best support them in all that they do. I want them to be healthy and happy, and that's what matters most to me. So I'm always on the lookout
Okay.
for those things. Every time they post something to social media or talk to me on the phone, I'm always like, there's some superpower inside me that's looking for a tone of voice or,
Oh,
like, how are you really doing?
and she's always there for him. She's great.
How about you?
Oh, for me, the caregiver for me, I believe plays out when I want to give gratitude or thanks to a friend or a business or a colleague I've worked with. I tend to look at companies who take good care in creating gifts or care packages or gift boxes that are beautiful and well designed, kind of showing that honor and respect I want to give to that individual who has helped me. So that's when that kind of comes in is I feel that caregiver story, but then I also look for brands that could help me show that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so it sounds like the call to the caregiver story is this kind of invitation to step into a role of service,
Hmm.
to care, to protect others, to make a positive impact on the lives of those in need. It's about responding to a deep inner desire to nurture, provide comfort, create a safe, loving environment where people can thrive. The caregiver is called to give of themselves selflessly, offering emotional and physical support to foster well being and harmony in their communities.
Excellent. And each of these archetypes has three levels to them. Each one, it starts simple and it gets a little bit deeper. Level one for the caregiver is nurturing one's dependence. And products and services that would be in line with that would be baby products, diapers, bottles, baby food, home healthcare services, family oriented insurance, childcare services. Parenting books would fall into that. What else? Nutritional supplements for children, household cleaning products, focused on safety and care. That would all be in level one.
Yeah, level two of storytelling for the caregiver would be about balancing self care with your caring for others. So, this would include things like spa treatments, wellness programs, stress relief products, mindfulness apps, yoga classes, self care subscriptions, time management tools, fitness trackers, and mental health resources.
Great. And then level three uh, lends to an altruism, concern for the larger world, and products and services that would be aligned with that would be like charitable organizations, fair trade goods, eco-friendly products, disaster relief services. I'm sure you're thinking some already that you know, environmental sustainable initiatives, global health programs, social enterprises. Could also be like products supporting mental health advocacies or humanitarian aid. Those all fall in level three.
Okay, so let's go over the design elements in communicating this
Yeah.
caregiver
How is this
story in your
expressed?
marketing, right? Like, what would this look like
How would this be
or
expressed?
and
Yeah.
sound like?
Hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about colors. The colors of the caregiver usually use soft, muted tones, a lot of pastels, or colors that you've added gray to, so they're kind of muted.
Hmm.
Muted pinks, grays, blues, things like that. Ivory instead of like a stark white would be a better choice. These colors suggest calm and warmth. So they help create a soothing atmosphere, foster a sense of trust and security.
Yeah. And then images would follow that same direction. Your images, if you're looking at photography or you're searching for it or have a photographer, your visuals should be comforting and nurturing, featuring calm and peaceful scenes, images of caring gestures, hugs, holding a child, a healing provider. You know, you get the idea.
Mhm.
The supportive group helping each other, you know, they're all together doing acts of service. Those all create a sense of warmth and emotional connection.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, for layout, you want a clean and simple layout. You can use soft, rounded lines or corners, plenty of white space or negative space. This helps promote, the feeling of tranquility and ease. The design should feel open, uncluttered, and this encourages that same sense of calm and security that we've been talking about in the other elements.
Yeah, great visual way to show that. And then how do you speak to them? What are the words you would use, the text that you would use? The tone of the message should evoke a feeling of love and care and reassurance. So use phrases like, you're in good hands, we're here for you, safe and secure, or thank you for trusting us. Those are all words that would reinforce the sense of being cared for and protected.
Yeah, and along with that, the voice should be considerate,
Hmm.
gentle, reflecting the nurturing that's going on between the company and the customer. You would have a kind nature, reassuring, empathetic, and thoughtful. You would want to show a genuine concern for the customer's well being and making them feel valued and supported.
Right. Your brand could be marketing to caregivers who are looking for better ways to take care of those around them, to motivate someone to join a cause in caring for something, or you could be marketing a way to take care of the caregivers themselves, because caregivers are infamous for taking better care of others than themselves.
Yep.
And so they're often in a desperate need of a brand to take care of them. The most important thing that a caregiver brand can do for customers is to find ways to show you really care. Just saying it is not enough. They want to see it in action. So your customers will be looking for empathy, a listening ear, consistency, and a trust in your brand if they are to remain loyal to you.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so let's talk about a brand. We are going to show you a commercial by a company called UNICEF.
Thousands of children are dying every single day, and every one of them is a precious child who deserves to live. Between you and me and UNICEF, we have the power to prevent these deaths. Just join today with your monthly gift, and UNICEF will deliver what these children need to survive. Simple things, and a simple choice to do something to help these children.
Okay, do you want to talk about a little bit about the imagery of that commercial?
Yeah, it started out with saying like 19,000 individuals need help.
Mm,
And it brings you to tears just to say that you're just reading text that said that. And then it says, our goal is to bring that number to zero.
okay.
And then it goes in. So you're listening to the music, the calming music. You're looking at children who need help and almost getting you into that caregiver mother's eye of I want to take care of it. And it's putting you in that position that you can take care of it.
Hmm.
Anything else you saw in that, M?
No, very similar. Just the powerful imagery of showing children in great levels of need. There are others who need much more than we do, and so I think it activates this story in us to be more generous with what we have because we realize by looking at those images and the videos that we have so much and that there's something that we can give.
Thank you. Thank you. Companies are caregiver archetypes are AT&T, Campbell's Soup, Tom's Footwear, Johnson and Johnson, GE. You'd also see it in Volvo or Nordstrom, Marriott. Dove is a great example. Pampers, great example of a caregiver. The caregiver identity is a good choice where customer service provides the competitive advantage. Like if that's what you give that's better than others, like your customer service is great, that would be a good archetype for you. Also, if your company provides support to families, from fast food to minivans, or that are associated with nurturance, such as cookies. It's also for services in the healthcare, education, or caregiving fields, including politics, companies that help people stay connected and care about one another. or help people care for themselves. That would be a good one. Also, nonprofit causes for charitable activities. Those all fall in the caregiver brands.
Okay, let's move on to the ruler
Okay.
archetype.
Okay.
So, the other words for the ruler are the executive, royalty, boss, aristocrat, king, queen, politician, manager, or upper class. And the ruler archetype is all about bringing order and stability through strong leadership. They are driven by a desire for control, for power and status, and they are natural leaders who guide others toward a prosperous future, often by ensuring things are done their way. Rulers are focused on building wealth and lasting influence, always maintaining a polished image to reinforce their authority. And they value success, responsibility, integrity, managing complex situations while they're setting a strong example for others. And brands that align with the ruler often offer products that help boost power, control, and status, like luxury items, high end business tools, and exclusive services.
Hmm.
So, when have you felt the ruler story in your life?
Oh, yeah. I've had to adapt to this story type as I have built my companies. I find at events where I'm speaking, I need to dress up to the level to become like that authoritative figure in my
Mhm.
field. So this is expressed with like, wow, I got to pay attention to my shoes and my blazer and oh, get shirts that have cufflinks and they have this nice put together feel to it. Like if you're wearing something like that, it makes you feel different and stronger, more confident.
Mhm.
I've also noticed that it rolls over into cars. Like I know I've driven a Lexus, I've driven an Infinity, and it gives a good image of how serious I'm taking things. And it also changes me. Like I match my energy, and the people see my energy a little stronger
Mhm.
because I'm driving those things. It's kind of it's one of those amazing branding
Yeah.
magic that happens.
Yeah, because if you are going to be a leader, then you need to kind of present an image that people would want to follow, like, they wanna get what you have,
Hmm.
right? Yeah,
And you show them
yeah.
through that. Yeah.
I
What
think
about you?
I
Yeah.
think for me, um I laugh at myself because I'd like to think that I am not, a bossy person. But, I know so many times that I tend to think that the vision that I have for how something should be done is the right way, the only way,
Oh,
and, I will often take charge in a situation when I feel like things are not going the way that I think they should. So, I will start directing and leading and making my opinion known in a way that's very, like, matter of fact, "This is how it should be."
this is chaos. Let me bring order.
Yeah, yeah. Um so when I'm feeling the ruler story in my life, I start to look for products and services that are the best. Because I don't want to mess around with stuff that's going to break, that's going to wear out, that doesn't have all the features that I need. Um, so when it comes to some areas like that in my life, I'm willing to pay more for that, like pay a premium
Hmm.
to just have the best. Um, I also really appreciate beautiful design. So,
And it happens there. It seems like that the ruler also thinks that they think about the experience that that individual would have
yeah,
with that item. Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
All right, let's talk about the levels. The call for the ruler archetype is the invitation to step into a position of leadership, like you were saying, take control and establish order. It's also using power and influence to shape the world, create stability, and guide others toward success. The ruler is called to build something lasting and meaningful, to model strength, integrity, and responsibility while asserting their authority and ensuring that things are done, like you said, in the right way.
Yes, Emily's way.
Emily's way.
Oh
The 3
gosh.
levels. What are the 3 levels in this?
One day I'll learn.
Uh,
Okay, so there are 3 levels to the ruler brand that you could use as potential ways to tell your brand story. Level 1 is taking responsibility for the state of your own life. So this shows up in products and services like personal development books, life coaching, productivity tools like planners or time management apps, financial planning services, self-help courses, personal fitness plans, home organization tools, things like that. So how to make your own life better.
That's level 1. Level 2, exerting leadership in your family or your group, organization, or workplace. Products and services that would be in that area are leadership training programs, team building workshops, executive coaching, business consulting services, high-end office furniture or accessories, premium software tools for project management, business attire, all fall in level 2.
Okay. And then level 3 is about becoming a leader in your community, your field, or your society. And these would be products and services associated with public speaking, coaching, exclusive networking events, luxury brands or services that signify prestige in some way, like fine dining or private clubs, not like Costco, other like better private clubs, right? Philanthropic opportunities, high end leadership seminars, sponsorship opportunities, luxury vehicles, and elite memberships.
Okay. Now let's talk about how do we market to the ruler? And we'll talk about the design elements and let's talk about the colors. The colors are rich tones, deep purples for royalty,
Mhm.
luxurious greens convey that power, wealth, and sophistication. Those colors evoke a sense of authority, a stability, while also signaling like that prestige and exclusivity.
Yeah, we've often used deep reds, deep blues, like leather colors, right?
Yeah,
Things
pull that royalty out, that
yeah.
what those things that are nice are made of.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Okay, so as far as imagery goes, images should feel substantial, impressive, and luxurious. So think of high-end materials like marble, gold, polished wood, um, iconic symbols of power and success like crowns, castles, private jets, things like that. These images would suggest timeless elegance, durability, and this reinforces the idea of lasting influence and control.
yeah, and I think you really get a beautiful design when you add those images to a layout, which should have hierarchy to it. It should be organized and structure to mimic that feel. Clear focal points with levels of importance that they can follow. The design can often use strong borders or symmetry, clear divisions to communicate authority and control. You can get a little more bold. It should feel commanding yet balanced. You don't want chaos like an outlaw or something. You do want that control to come across. Just allow that viewer to understand the dominance and structure that this brand embodies. Isn't that great how you could do that with visuals?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And then there's a way to speak to them as well.
Yeah, so in the messaging, you want your customer to feel admiration. You want them to feel the feeling of success. If they were to use your products, they would feel successful. This idea of striving for greatness. You could use phrases like follow us to success or excellence in every detail or only for those who demand the best. All of these messages affirm the value of status, of superior quality, and it should position the brand as the key to achieving one's goals and embodying the lifestyle of the successful.
Nice. And those are the words you use in social and commercials and the speaking. The overall voice is refined, articulate, and authoritative. It communicates expertise and leadership with confidence, offering guidance and wisdom. The tone should inspire trust and respect while conveying a sense of exclusivity and really high standards.
In marketing to a ruler, understand that your customers want to be the ruler. They're not looking for your brand to tell them what to do. The purchase decision must be left up to them.
Good
So
point.
it's important that your brand knows your customers so well that you know what they want before they do. Listen to what their problems are and then solve them. So have your products ready
Yeah.
for the problems that they have in
And
their lives.
they're intelligent and
And they'll be looking for it.
they're educated. Yeah, they're gonna be
Americans, and this is interesting thing about Americans in particular, the Americans are only accepting of a certain level of class distinction before it's no longer appealing. So be careful not to go too far.
Can you go deeper in on that?
Well, I think this probably goes back to our revolutionary roots, right?
Okay.
Americans are not fans of kings and people that, obsess over their wealth or show it off in a way that makes everyone around them,
Lesser
not
and
like that.
too
Right,
oh, yeah,
right.
okay.
So your ruler story needs to be enough to kind of
Draw them
draw
to
them to you
yes.
without making them disgusted by you,
Okay, okay.
if that
Thank
makes
you. Thanks
sense.
for that clarity. Alright, let's look at a commercial, for the Ruler brand. The commercial we're gonna watch is for Rolls-Royce,
Okay,
and so listen to the music and
I've got my
the
popcorn. Let's go.
words.
I have seen tomorrow and what comes next. I have come face to face with perfection. I gaze deep into the realms of a new era, feeling impossible elation, hearing silence in its loudest phase. In the unwritten pages of history, I have found my name. I have seen what no one else has ever seen. The future.
So that's for their electric model, right?
Yes, the
Okay.
Spectre.
The Spectre.
Alright, the music.
Yeah, tell us about the music.
Alluring music, kind of like pulling you in, that there's something great there. I was just noticing the light,
Mm.
the expertise and the professionalism that they used of light across the car,
Mhm.
the city, and the
Yeah, kind of
movement.
the cityscapes.
Yeah, you have this refined, high level artistic quality that is subconsciously telling you it doesn't get any better than this lighting, this way to show this car, the design of it, the experience you're gonna have with it.
Um, and there's no one else in this there's no people in this, right?
Yeah, they don't want you to
So you're, like,
take you in a different
driving
direction.
down these, like, empty streets. Like, you are like, the person driving is alone, right? Like,
Like a sense of
above
control.
above the
Like
crowd.
that control, like you are the boss. You have the roads to yourself. You are above all the noise.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the words we're talking about perfection
Mhm.
and this
And then
mastery.
this sense of vision for the future, because the ruler is all about having people follow, right? Like, I've seen the future, follow me,
A vision.
a
Give
vision.
me a vision, I'll follow that.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
All right.
So other brands that are ruler brands are Rolex, also Citigroup, Cadillac, the IRS.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's coming, guys. It's coming. Taxes. Okay. The White House is a ruler brand. more recently than at other times, of course. Brooks Brothers, Microsoft, IBM, American Express, George Washington University, Ralph Lauren, and Mercedes.
Great. And you probably, listeners, know 10 more other ones that you're very familiar with.
Yeah, once you know the story, they're pretty easy to pick out.
Yeah, they are.
Ruler brands probably more than others. Okay, so the ruler story might be a good identity for your brand if your company has a high status product that is used in some way to enhance someone's feeling of power. Maybe one that helps with organization, that offers a lifetime guarantee, that offers technical assistance or information that helps maintain or enhance power, that has an organization with a regulatory or protective function. Um, Maybe your brand has a moderate to a high price point. So if you are charging more than your competitors, it might be a good idea to align yourself with a ruler story so that people would be more willing to pay a higher premium for your product.
And explain why they're paying
Mhm.
more.
If you need to differentiate from a populist brand or some type of everyman story that's all about the masses, this might be more of an exclusive story to go for. Or if your brand has a relatively stable product or promises safety and predictability in a world of chaos.
All right, let's talk about the creator archetype,
Last but not least,
also known and can be seen as the artist, the designer, the writer, the innovator, or the entrepreneur. The creator is all about imagination, creativity, and passion for making something new and unique. They aim to leave a lasting impact through art and design or innovation, transforming the ordinary into something extraordinary. Driven by the need to express themselves, creators often challenge the norms and embrace originality, whether in a workshop or studio or even in their own home. Uh, while the inner critic can be harsh, their desire to create is relentless. Creator products help people tap into their own creativity, whether through art, supplies, design tools, or home decor, inspiring users to express their individuality and enrich their lives. So I love Creator and I love to live this out. But Emily, how has the Creator story kind of played out in your life?
oh my gosh, I've been so excited to share this story. It
Can't
just
wait. I can't wait.
gives me all the feels.
Okay.
So, I would say every time I got a new box of crayons, Crayola crayons,
Okay.
because all the other crayons are garbage. So, when I was little, I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but Crayola used to make this yellow art supply caddy, and it was a square and it would rotate, kind of like a lazy Susan, but it had room for all of the crayons and for colored pencils and for markers and for poster paints in the little bottles. I think there were watercolors on there too. Um,
So
I
this was combining
I loved
organization
that thing.
and variety
Oh
for
my
you.
goodness, I loved that thing. I could have all of my art supplies all there in one place. It was magical. And I would get one, like, every Christmas. I don't know what happened to them during the year, but I would get a new one every Christmas, and I loved that thing. Man, Crayola, if you are listening, please make art caddies again.
And how old were you, do you think? What was that?
Oh, it was probably, like, 5 or 5, 6, 7,
Yes, when
right?
Creator is
Yes.
alive and well
Oh
in
my
us.
gosh, like, having a brand new, like, sketchbook with
Oh,
it's
it's
just
just empty, waiting
yes,
for something to
yes.
be put on it.
Yes. But then the inevitable disappointment that follows of, wow, that drawing really didn't turn out like it looked in my mind.
But at that age, you didn't care. You did not
I
care how
didn't care. It was just so fun. More recently,
Mhm.
I have really loved designing my home
Mm.
and using what's around me, what my resources are to make things more beautiful or to solve some kind of a, organizational problem or a flow problem in my space. And this creator story always awakens this impulse to take something that I've seen in my mind or on Pinterest or, in a magazine or something, and then try to make it real in my own life.
That is great.
It also makes me wanna spend a lot of money. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Emily is a self-taught interior designer, and I can vouch for the love of that she has of
Yeah,
decorating.
you're very kind. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. I feel like I have lived this story out my whole life. Creator has really spoke to me. The urge and need to see and create something new has just dazzled my childhood. From tree forts, Legos, drawing, into design and video, which is why I chose graphic design as a career. I just thought, wow, how cool would it be to just live this out and get paid for it? That would be
Yes.
fantastic. That empowerment that it gave me uh, pushed me to just keep dreaming. So I love to keep that creativity, even with this podcast. It's like it's something new. It's a blank space. Let's fill it.
Yes.
It's been really fun.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point too because, a lot of times we associate creator with just an artist,
Hmm.
and like you mentioned, making a podcast is also an act of creation. There are things that all of us do in our lives all the time that are creating something. So you don't necessarily have to be a good artist to be a creator.
No, you are a creative writer for years, and that was new to me.
Yeah,
I was like,
as a teacher, I am always creating lesson plans and experiences for my students. And, there's all types of things that we create. You can create with food. I wish that I had that gift. All types of things,
yeah,
right?
and that switches us over to the levels. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
Okay, so the call to the creator story is one that calls people to unleash their imaginations, to break free from conventional thinking, to bring something unique and meaningful into the world that can only come through you, something that reflects your true self and that has the power to inspire others.
Mhm. And there are 3 ways a creator brand can engage with their storytelling. And so here are some examples of products and services that align with each of the creator archetypes. Level 1, being creative or innovative in a imitative way, and I'll explain this right now. Like, products and services are like DIY kits, like something that is simple to do yourself. Craft supplies, beginner art classes, cooking tutorials, custom design templates. Let's see. Good examples of this are arts and crafts materials like scrapbooking supplies or knitting kits. Online platforms like Pinterest that offer creative ideas or imitations. Music production software for beginners. Cooking appliances or recipe books designed to help people recreate popular dishes. So that's what you can use, Emily. And you could be a
Yes.
great cook.
Yes, I can be a creator in an imitative way.
Level one.
Level 1, creator, yes. Okay. Level 2 is giving form to your own vision. So, these would be products and services like customizable design tools, home decor items, professional level art supplies. I guess that's not the Crayola Caddy. Oh well.
Mm,
Professional professional level art supplies, software for graphic design or video editing. Examples are like Adobe Creative Suite, platforms like Etsy, where your creators can sell their unique designs, interior design services or furniture brands, craft breweries or independent fashion lines that allow creators to express their personal vision.
yeah. Level 3, creating structures that influence culture and society. And so products and services there are groundbreaking technologies, cultural movements, architectural innovations, high impact art or literature. Examples of that would be technology companies like Apple or Tesla, which are shaping innovation and society, founding a nonprofit organization to bring about social change. It's also films, books, music that redefine genres and influence culture,
Hmm.
like iconic films or albums. Also, architects designing landmark buildings that become like these cultural symbols. Those are some examples of level three.
Perfect. Okay, so let's talk about how you would market to the creator and what your design elements would look like with your visual storytelling. So, colors that are common to the creator are things like teal, which as a blend of blue and green, it represents this creativity. You're already like mixing the colors together to make something more original.
Mhm.
Um, it suggests mental freedom to explore new ideas. It also evokes a sense of calm inspiration and intellectual energy. Orange is a good color because it's bold, it's also energetic, symbolizes creativity, enthusiasm, innovation. It ignites curiosity, it stirs action, and motivates people to take creative risks. Navy is also a good color for the creator. It's deep and rich and sophisticated. It reflects a sense of professionalism and depth and stability, which aligns with the creator's goal of leaving this lasting impact through something that is well crafted and meaningful.
Yeah. And those are just guidelines. I mean, the colors that we use for creator are as vast as your Crayola art kit.
Yay!
They
Macaroni and cheese orange could qualify because that's an orange.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just look at, like, what feelings are you trying to evoke in your creator brand, and you can use a lot of different colors. It's
Yeah.
great. The images that you would use show the act of creation. Like, take liberties to do that. This includes visuals of an artist painting on a canvas, a sculptor chiseling marble, a chef carefully plating a dish, or a designer sketching a new concept. Those would be great images just in the act of creating. The process itself is as important as the finished product, emphasizing this transformation from like the raw materials into art.
Yeah.
You could also show the product as art, highlight how the product or service is not just functional, but also beautiful. For example, an elegant kitchen appliance can be displayed like an art piece. A piece of furniture can be shown in a curated space that highlights its design excellence. Like, use that in your
Mhm.
photography. That'll be
Yeah,
great.
almost like your product is like in a museum or being displayed in some way that it's showcasing
It,
it for its beauty.
it wouldn't be like that in real life, but it would be here
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
show it off. Yeah.
Okay, so for layout, um, the layout should feel like an art installation itself. So think about using unconventional grids, maybe some asymmetry, open space to reflect a free flowing, boundary pushing nature of creative expression. For example, a website for a fashion designer might feature full screen photos of their work with minimal text that allows the images to take center stage in the design. Incorporating elements like overlapping layers, textures, bold contrasts gives a feeling of movement as if the design is constantly evolving, reflecting on this continuous nature of creation. So, those could be some good options for layout considerations.
Absolutely. The words you would use for the creator should evoke an I want to do what they can kind of a feeling. So the message should be inspiring and aspirational, calling on the audience to unlock their own creativity. Use amazed and inspired language that makes the audience feel in awe or wonder at what can be achieved through creativity. You could use metaphors that evoke a sense of limitless potential, like paint your future or sculpt your world. And then words like limitless or transform, unleash, and reimagine all help to convey that creativity and say that it's not just about making things, it's about redefining reality.
Mm. Okay. All right. So, along with that, you would want your voice to be unique and descriptive. And you can do that by using a lot of imagery and descriptive language that paints a vivid picture of what's possible, speaks directly to the imagination of the audience, inviting them into a world of creative potential. Like Brian mentioned, you can use a lot of metaphors as well as making your language very visual. Words should evoke all of the senses, textures, colors, things like that.
Right. The marketing to a creator should help people release their inner creator. People create as a means of expressing who they are, and that in turn boosts their self-esteem and sense of individuality. I think that that's what it did for me, and that's why I loved what it gave me when I did create something. There's a power in knowing that you can create something that no one else can. It is also effective to engage the customer in creating the product or feeling like they are a part of that creative process. So we are going to look
Awesome.
at a commercial. And why not? Let's look at a commercial for Crayola. Let's
Yay!
talk Crayola.
Let's talk Crayola
Let's
again.
let's show this one.
The first day of school comes with uncertainty, with questions, with the unfamiliar. It's also filled with colorful possibilities. To make new friends, to learn new things in the brightest and most brilliant ways. That's why, for more than 100 years, Crayola has never missed the first day of school. Show their true colors with the very best.
That makes me smile.
I love it.
So great.
Thank you, Crayola. Thank you for being there for us.
The words in there, create and colorful, they just set them all. The pretty
Yeah, I
the
liked
music.
bright. I noticed bright and brilliant. Lots of words that inspire, that give you visual imagery to hold on to.
Yeah. It talked about giving you confidence when you create. That student pulls out that box of Crayola crayons at their desk. That's a tough part. When you go to school, am I gonna have friends? Are people gonna be there? And then as soon as he pulls those out, they all come and share the crayons and create
Mhm,
something together, and that
mhm.
whole feeling is, "Oh, I created that myself," from friendships to art.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really inspiring because I think for me, I would have all this anxiety of, "Don't mess up my new crayons. Leave them alone, get your own."
That's why you got a new box every year.
I know.
That's where they
I
went.
know, I get it from my mother. My mother is also a crayon snob, so it's fine, it's in the genes. So other companies that are creator brands are Martha Stewart, Sesame Street, Lego, of course, Sherwin-Williams, and Apple.
Would you say that Minecraft, the video game, is a creator game
Probably.
at the heart of it? It's like
Yeah.
that's what people go there to do. So,
Yeah,
okay.
probably.
The creator is a good identity for brands who encourage self-expression, provide choice and options, or foster innovation, or who are artistic in design. Ones that are in the creative fields like marketing, PR, the arts, or technological innovation. Ones that need to differentiate from a brand that does it all. Also, brands that have a DIY element that saves customers money, or customers that have enough discretionary income for creativity to flourish. Also, it would be good for a brand that has a creator organization at the
Yeah, and
heart of
we'll
it.
talk more about company organizations in a future episode, so stay tuned for that.
Okay.
All right, so let's go over our key takeaways for today. So, we went over the caregiver, and this archetype is focused on compassion, nurturing, and supporting others, drawing customers who value emotional connection, security, and well being. These customers seek products and services that offer comfort, care, and reliability, whether in healthcare, family oriented service, or wellness related goods.
The ruler archetype thrives on order, control, and leadership, attracting customers who aspire to success, power, and influence. These individuals are drawn to products and services that enhance their status, support their goals, and help them maintain control, such as luxury goods, high end business tools, or prestigious services.
And then we have the creator, who is driven by imagination, innovation, and the desire to make something new, appealing to customers who are passionate about creativity, self expression, and originality. These customers gravitate toward products and services that fuel their creativity, whether through art supplies, design tools, or unique artistic creations that allow them to express their vision.
All right, listeners, let us know what you think about the caregiver, the ruler, and the creator archetypes. Do you have any questions? Let us know how we can help. If you are finding our content helpful, please subscribe, leave us a review, or rate the podcast. This helps us reach more people trying to build their brands. Check out the link in the show notes to the entire archetype wheel so you can get a glimpse of that. Join us next week as we talk about creating a brand brief with all your brand strategy decisions in one place, bringing it all together. Keep dreaming big, and until next time, I'm Brian Halley.
And I'm Emily Halley. Take care.